With Volume 8 around the corner, I think it's time I talked about the things I want to see the most in this volume and going forward. But instead of listing everything I want to see, I just want to list the top 4 things I most want to see. So, let us begin. Let's face it, running around Remnant carrying artifacts that aren't only sought after by the bad guy, but also attracts the very monsters she controls is not a wise idea, nor is just simply going from place to place with what they already have. So I think a wise decision going forward would be for our main characters to have a base of operations. Like how the Ninja Turtles have their sewer lair, Batman has the Batcave, or Superman has the Fortress of Solitude. I think our favorite heroes by volume's end should have a safe place to not only store the artifacts they collect, but also recollect supplies, rest, train, and ultimately plan their next move in safety and comfort as opposed to on the spot. If they were to go this route, I'd either want it to be the Amity Tower when it's up, or maybe some kind of underground thing like a bunker they use. Just saying, it'd be far more practical and would honestly be more advantageous to have their own base of operations to work with, like what their enemy has. Let's be honest, the cast is really bloated right now. Like there's far too many main characters. I think what should happen is maybe some of the cast die off, or at the end, Team Juniper and Maria stay behind to help the Aesops rebuild Atlas, while Ruby, Crow, Oscar, and in all honesty, maybe Penny and Pietro head to their next destination. Remove some of the dead weight and keep the ones that I think would be more interesting and in the end more focused on the title characters that this show is named after. With how much of an influence she's had over these volumes, including character deaths, motivations, the fall of Beacon, and what can honestly be called the destruction of Vale, I think it's time we got to see Cinder's backstory. We have gotten hints to it and even it told in one of the official guidebooks, but I think a formal backstory to this fiery femme fatale would honestly be warranted at this point. Especially since it's most likely to be her last volume, given how these things work in fiction in general. With how things have been set up with Atlas and Mantle, I think it'd be fitting to have Atlas, this great city built from an attempt to give back to its citizens that ultimately came to overshadow them, to metaphorically and physically fall. Maybe even be forced to rejoin Mantle as one singular kingdom. Or, if we go the route of Volume 3, have the fall of Atlas destroy Mantle with it, and leave those who were in charge to watch in horror as it was one of their own that allowed both kingdoms to fall, harkening back to what was once said about the CCT towers in the world of Remnant.
If the people of Remnant are to speak, then they shall do so together. Or not at all.
And those are my 4 things I want to see in RWBY Volume 8. Where are you most interested in seeing this volume? Leave them down in the comments below and I will see you next time.